All right, guys, in example 4, we're going to be finding cube roots of numbers that are not perfect cubes. And so when we look at these numbers like 40, 40 is not on my list of perfect cubes, so I'm going to have to break it down. So to do these, the best way to do these is to start by dividing the number in half. So we're going to have 40 divided by 2, which is 20. This is going to tell me that when I'm looking for the cube root that goes into it, or the factor that goes into it, I should start at 20 and below. So that gives me the two choices of 1 and 8, and I ask myself, is 8 a factor of 40? 40 is divisible by 8. 40 divided by 8 is 5. So it allows me to rewrite this as the cube root of 8 times 5. We can break this down into the cube root of 8 times the cube root of 5. Cube root of 8 is in the second position, so it is 2. We have 2, and then the 5 is going to stay in the house. And so we kind of think about a house as being that cube root. The 8 gets to come out and become a 2, and the 5 has to stay in. So we have 2 cube root of 5. Now 192, again, not on the list, but we're going to take that 192, and actually we'll make it negative. We're going to divide that by 2, and if we divide that by 2, we should end up with negative 96. So that's going to tell us that when we're looking for factors, we should start at negative 96 and go down. So we'll have that negative 64, 27, and 8. And we want to know which one is a factor of 192. Well, I take 192 divided by 64, and I get 3. So negative 192 divided by 64 equals 3. So this is going to allow me to break this down into negative 64 and 3. So negative 64 times 3. The cube root of negative 64, 64 is in the fourth position. So that's going to give us, and that negative needs to come out with it. So it's negative 64, so the cube root of negative 64 is negative 4. And then we have the cube root of 3. Great. And then we have 432. If I divide 432, if I divide 432 by 3, I end up with 216. And that tells me I'm going to start at 216. 216 is one of my perfect cubes. And so this is going to allow me to break this down. And I've got a coefficient here, so I'm going to put that 2 out in front. Cube root of 216 times 2. And this is going to be 2 cube root of 216 times the cube root of 2. And I can see that 216 is in the sixth position. So this will give me 2 times 6 cube root of 2. 2 times 6 is 12. And we're left with the cube root of 2 on the inside. So that's going to be how you do that. Again, go ahead and do those try-its now. So give those try-its a chance. And if you haven't already done the try-its for example 3, go back and do the try-its for example 3 as well. Guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll talk in class.